Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English class. I hope that everyone is doing well and enjoying their time with family and taking good care of yourselves and being careful out there as we continue to move through this COVID-19 thing. Um, this is Stephanie Ponteau. This is the Vision Church Level 2 English class. Let me get my handy pointer that I love so much. So that's my information. This is the Wednesday, May 27th class. This is part 3, and we're going to be continuing on in lesson F. We're in unit 9, and this is the last part of lesson F, and we'll be finishing unit 9. So that's be really exciting. We'll be on the last unit in the book to finish up this semester. So before you open your book, we talked about in unit 9 that we were going to read a customer invoice and review some vocabulary words, which we did that. So we did that part and we did that part. So we've done the customer invoice, reading it and understanding it. We learned some new vocabulary from that. And now we're going to learn how to use the word let's and let's not. Okay, so let's study English, okay? That's what we're doing in this class. So what does that mean when I say let's study English? Basically, it means I think it's a good idea for all of us to study English. So let's is a way of making suggestions. And so let me write this up here for you. So we use let's to make suggestions. And suggestions are kind of like recommendations. This is what I think we should do. Okay? All right, so we said, let's study English. That was one. Can you think of any other statements where you could make a suggestion? So a good one is, let's study English. What else can you think of that would be something that you think is a good idea for us to do? How about, let's have a party when we come back to class. Let's celebrate let's celebrate when we get to come back to class in person, which I really, really hope we do. Let's have a party. I think that's a really great idea. What do you guys think? Let's have a party. Okay, what else? What are some other great ideas? But right now, let's wear our mask when we go out in public. How about that? Let's wear our mask when you're out in public. So let's wear our mask out in public. Okay, so those are all some great suggestions of things we could do. So that's how you use let's. Now, where's my pointer? Okay, here's my pointer. So that was let's. Let's not. Okay, how do you use let's not? And so you use let's not to talk about things that are not a good idea. So for ideas about things in class that are not a good idea. So let's say, how about we say, let's not talk on our phone in class. Yeah, that's a thing that's not a good idea to do. So let's say, let's let's not use our phone in class. Okay? Can you think of anything else? Let's not sleep in class, right? We need to stay awake in class so we can learn English, right? Okay, so let's say let's not sleep in class. Okay, so these are all some great examples of sentences with things that are good ideas or suggestions. That's the let's. And the things that are not good ideas to do, that would be the let's not sentences. So now you know how to use let's and let's not, right? Okay, so things let's not. Those are things that are not a good idea, okay? All right, so you go ahead and open your book for me to page 121. That's the last page of Unit 9, and we will be celebrating when we finish Unit 9. All right, so as always on page 121, that grammar connections. I want to suggest that you pause the video and use your QR scanner on your phone to play the animated grammar chart. Because I always watch it, and it really is good at showing pictures and explaining the concepts in the grammar chart. So pause the video. It's only probably 3 minutes long, and watch that animated grammar. Gosh, I'm having trouble pronouncing words. Watch the animated grammar video on page 121. So pause it and watch that, and then come on back and rejoin me. Okay? All right, so now that you are back, let's continue on with our lesson. So remember, let's or let's not, we use those to make suggestions or say that something is or isn't a good idea. All right? So let's look at exercise 2A. All right, but we'll go ahead and read through the grammar chart before we do 2A, okay? So grammar connections, less and less not. So it says, use let's plus the base form of the verb of, use let's plus the base form of the verb to form of let's not plus base. That sounds really weird. Use let's plus the base form of the verb, and then use let's not plus the base form of the verb to make suggestions, okay? Suggestions of things that you should and shouldn't do. So 2 examples here. Let's buy a refrigerator. And let's is a contraction. Remember, contractions are 2 words that you put together. So let's is the words let us put together. Now, let me just tell you this. Speaking English, you really probably would not say let us. Let us come to class and learn English. You would use let us in more official settings, like in church. Okay, everyone, let us stand and pray. That's when you would use let us, or in a wedding. Hello, everyone, let us stand and greet the bride and groom. You know, let us you would use in more official settings, in church, religious settings, and things like that. But just speaking, you're going to hear people use the contraction in English. They're going to say let's. Come on, let's go to the movies. Let's go to the mall. You're not going to hear anyone saying, hello, everyone. Let's go to the movies. Let us go to the movies together. No, it'll be let's. Okay, so that's just a little tip for you. Okay, so now, sorry, my allergies are still making my nose very itchy these days. Okay, so exercise 2A. Work with a group. Look at the kitchen and the list. You have $2,000. What do you want to buy, change, or fix? Make suggestions. Okay, so if now this would be a really fun exercise if we were in class together, because you can get in your groups and you can look at this list of things and come up and you would talk together and decide what do you want to do to improve the look of this kitchen. And right now this kitchen looks pretty bad. It's a very old refrigerator right there. The stove, the sink is overflowing with water. The chairs are broken up and the table is stained. So this kitchen is pretty bad shape. So if we were together, you guys would get in groups and you would look at that list. You would look at this kitchen and decide how you want to spend that $2,000 to improve your kitchen. So this is really fun for me because I did that at the end of last year. I made some improvements to my kitchen. Still have a lot to do, but I like it so much better now. Okay, so work with a group, look at the kitchen list, and decide how to spend that $2,000. So let's do the example conversation here. So we got 3 people in this group, A, B, and C. So I'll change my voice. Let's buy a new refrigerator. Great, let's do that. No, let's get a new one. Let's not get a new one. It's too expensive. Let's repair or fix the old one. So we got different opinions in this group. An example. 2 of the people in the group want to buy a new refrigerator, and the other person said, let's not, meaning they don't think it's a good idea. They want to fix the refrigerator. Now, that's a very old looking refrigerator. So I disagree. All right, so because we're not together, I'm your group. So you and I. And I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I did in my kitchen. So we've got a list of all these things you can do. You see that? There's your list right there of all the things you can do in this kitchen. So I looked at this list and I'm going to write on the board what I thought was good ideas. Okay? This is how I would spend that $2,000. So that refrigerator is horrible, horrible, ugly color, green. Every appliance in this kitchen is a different color. You see that? The refrigerator is green, the stove is white, and the dishwasher looks like it's stainless or silver looking color, but it's outdated. All these appliances are pretty outdated. So the first thing I would do, I would say, let's buy a new refrigerator. And that is the most expensive thing on the list. Oh, I tell you, I have more trouble with these markers. Let's see, can you see that? Refrigerator. How much is the refrigerator? $950. That's almost half our budget right there. So that's $950. So let's remember that we got a $2,000 budget. All right, so the refrigerator. Anyone, you probably all agree with me, right? That that's a horrible refrigerator. Okay. What's next? What else should we do? Look over the sink at the lights. They've got 2 different light fixtures up there. It looks horrible. So that's the next thing I think I do, and that's a small repair. I would get a new light fixture. So new light fixture, how much is that? Look on the list for me. Uh, a light. You see it says light and light bulb. So for a new light, which is the same as saying a new light fixture. So we'll just say new light in the bulb. That's 45 and 5, which is $50. Okay, so now we're at 1,000. 950 and 50 is 1,000. So we still have $1,000. Okay, what's next to make this kitchen look better? How about a new stove? What's a new stove cost? We can repair for 200, or we can get a new stove for $5.99. I think I'd like a new stove, but what do you guys think? The stove really isn't that bad looking. So I guess we can repair the stove, huh? So stove repair. $200. Okay, so that's what, 1,200 so far. All right, let's get that sink fixed. You see that sink overflowing? So let's fix the sink. How much is it to fix the sink? Sink repair, 150. So let's repair the sink. That's 150. So that takes us up to 1,350 as our running total. When you call something a running total, that means you keep adding things to it to get to your final total. So you call it a running total, meaning it keeps moving. So this is our total. It keeps moving as I'm adding things. So our running total so far is 1,350 right here. All right, so what's next? So how about that dishwasher? Let's get a dishwasher that's more modern and that matches our new refrigerator. All right, so a new dishwasher, how much is that? $5.49. All right, we're going to be at our budget pretty soon here. All right, so now our running total goes up to $18.99. Wow, so all we have is $100, $101 left. All right, so what can we do with this last $101? So far we've got a new refrigerator. Yay! We're going to fix the stove. We got a new light bulb and light fixture over that sink. The sink is going to be repaired. We got a nice new dishwasher to match. Let's see. I wouldn't get a new table. How much is a new table? New table, new table. Yeah, that's $150. But I really wouldn't get a new table because I see nice tables at the thrift store all the time. This table, we could paint it to get rid of that stain, or we could put a tablecloth on it. Okay. So, but how about let's get some new chairs because the chairs are in pretty bad. At least these two chairs, the two chairs that we can see, they are in bad shape. So let's get two new chairs. They're $50 each. So that's $100. And that's $19.99. So that's right there at our budget. Okay? So that's how I would improve my kitchen. That's how I would spend that money. And I would find a new table later on at the thrift store. Give me a whole new table set. I find really nice chairs at the thrift store for like $10 each. So that's another tip for you. All right, so exercise B says work with a group and think of ways to improve our classroom. So, of course, we haven't been in our classroom in a very long time, but if we were, you know what how I would improve it? And I think you guys will like this idea. I would get a table, a really nice table, so we could make a coffee station. A coffee station or a tea station. So we'd have hot water, we'd have our different coffees and teas over there, we'd have cups, we'd have the stir sticks, and then we'd have room on the table for snacks. So that's how I would improve our classroom. I would create a snack station where we could get coffee and tea and some nice snacks to eat when we have our breaks. And I would make sure we have a heater for when it's really cold in the winter, we could be warm. So that's how I would improve our classroom. Now, this would have been much more fun had we been in class together and able to talk about it. But this activity was good for one, us having conversation, using let's and let's not. So I would say, let's buy a new refrigerator. Let's buy a new light and bulb. Let's buy a new dishwasher. Let's not buy a new stove. Let's fix it. Fix our current stove. Let's fix the sink. Let's not buy a new table because we can paint it to get rid of the stain, or we can use a tablecloth. And then I would say, let's buy 2 chairs to go to the table because those other 2 chairs are broken. So that was just a way for us to practice using let's and let's not. Now remember, let's is for things that you think, suggestions, things that you think are a good idea. And let's not for things that you think are not a good idea. Okay? So I think that was it. I know you guys have all kinds of ideas of what you would do in your kitchen with a $2,000 budget, but this is what I would do. And don't forget, let's and let's not. You'd say let's for the things that are good ideas, let's not for the things that are not good ideas. All right, so that's the end of our class. Part 3, we just finished Unit 9. Yay! I'm so excited. And I will see you in the next class where we will start Unit 10. I miss you guys. Take care. Be safe. Bye.